Hello, Melissa.
Hi there.
How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Hope you are too.
Very well, thank you. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Melissa Wilgus, and I live here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm a fine art photographer.
And you focus on historic preservation photography, as you told us.
One of the things that I absolutely enjoy taking pictures of, I'll take a picture of just about anything, really, if it interests me. But absolutely, the historic preservation photography is one of my main interests.
How did that come about?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I've always had an interest in historic preservation. I've been a member of the Historic Wilmington Foundation off and on for many years now. And I guess just having an interest in that, and of course having a long time interest in photography, I ended up combining the two. And it's actually really kind of fun. We've got fantastic historic architecture if you go outside of the city as well, not just within the city. But if you go out into the county, up into Pender County, down into Brunswick County, and all the surrounding area, there's all sorts of fantastic little old churches and schoolhouses and bungalows. And half the fun for me is just driving around and trying to locate those places and seeing what I can find and seeing what's interesting about them.
You still shoot film, right?
Yes, absolutely. I've got a little sample here. This is just a test roll. It's not real. And then the tank, this is where kind of the magic happens. So basically this is inside of your little film canister. This is all wound up inside of your little film canister. And you go into a completely, totally pitch black, 100% dark, absolutely no light whatsoever room with a little bottle opener and some scissors, and you pry this out of the canister, and you have to put it inside of one of these tanks. And this tank will hold 2 rolls of film, and basically what you do, excuse me for just a second, is you take your film, and you're going to end up winding it onto these reels, like so. And you keep winding, and basically the reel holds the film, and it holds it around so that the chemicals that you use can pass freely and coat the entire surface of all of the film. So you're doing this in the total darkness, and you put this back in your tank, put the lid on. This is totally light tight now. No light can get in here whatsoever. You can take this little red lid off. There's a spout, you pour your chemicals down into there. It's still light tight even with this. So you put your chemicals in and you do some stuff, you agitate it, you wait, you put some different chemicals in, you dump the old ones out, you go through the process, and when all is said and done, you have your negatives. And then from there you pick your favorite pictures and you go into the dark room and you
make magic.
You make your photos. So there's absolutely no instant gratification whatsoever. You can't take a picture and then look at the back of your camera and see what you just took a picture of, which is kind of the excitement of it. You just don't know what you're going to get.
So where's this picture taken?
That was taken up in Pender County, actually. And I was just out taking pictures with a friend of mine and drove past it, stopped, slammed on the brakes, did a U-turn, and went back. This one was shot with a type of infrared film, which is kind of what gives this the white glowy look to the leaves and the grass there. That was taken in the spring, so it's not snow or anything like that. It's just the infrared film, which infrared film is sensitive to light that our eyes are not sensitive to. So basically, I think it's, gosh, you're going to... somebody I know is going to know that I'm wrong because I'm guessing the wrong numbers here, but basically I think our eyes see up to 700 and some change nanometers of light, and the infrared film is sensitive to certain nanometers of light above that. So what you do with your camera is you put a filter on the end of your camera that blocks out the visible light, the light that we can see, and it only allows the higher levels of light to expose the film. It's a red filter, basically. And so that's what gives it that kind of halo-y, glowy look.
Let's walk down to the piano piece. Could you tell us a little bit about this?
No, I love the piano. The piano is, it's in a schoolhouse, an old one-room schoolhouse up in Pender County. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful little old schoolhouse. You can, it's abandoned, of course, but it's still very lovely. You can feel the energy inside the schoolhouse. It's beautiful. And so the piano is just in there, and there's also still the blackboards on the wall, and you can see the alphabet, the ABCs written on the blackboard. So it's really a lovely, lovely space. And when you're in there, you can just kind of envision the students and the teachers, and it's good energy.
Do you do you have a vintage for the schoolhouse? Was this like does it feel like it was the 1930s? Does it feel like it was the 1800s?
It was a Rosenwald school.
Ah, it was a Rosenwald school.
So probably maybe the 1920s, 1930s, give or take.
Let's see, and then